Madam Chair and committee members, thank you for hearing us tonight. I'm here, Brandi Hawkins from Sweet Home in Lynn County, and I'm representing myself and the 1,000 members of the Heirs of Patrick Henry Northwest. A little bit of groundwork in light of this bill. Pat Garrett, Washington County Sheriff, says the following: I am concerned that much of this law will be unenforceable. It's unclear how law enforcement will learn of unauthorized transfers, and in many cases it will be very challenging to disprove a claim that a transfer was temporary in nature and therefore authorized. Laws that are largely unenforceable diminish respect for the law in general. Sheriff Glenn Palmer also said during the Senate hearings that when he was asked point blank, how do you recommend we enforce this? It's unenforceable. I have no intention of trying, was exactly what he said. Senator Floyd Przansky said on K2, Your Voice, Your Vote, quote, this bill won't stop criminals who want to get a gun. The issue of stolen guns will not be addressed by this bill. And if someone wants to obtain a gun, they're going to through illegal means. That's from the men, I believe, who authored this bill. Ceasefire Oregon, a lobby group paid for by out-of-state financier Michael Bloomberg, has made similar statements on camera. In 2013, Oregon had 1.5 homicides with firearms per 100,000 people in population. States with background checks are 4.5 out of 100,000. Oregon is safer than 41 other states, including 15 that have enhanced background checks. Having pointed all this out, many of you ran on a platform of fiscal responsibility. How does it make sense to spend this kind of money on something that's unenforceable, doesn't do any good, is a waste of time? Be prepared to answer that question when this goes to vote. The heirs of Patrick Henry are asking for your support against 941. Thank you.
Thank you. Sure.
Ready? My name is Gordon B. Morrison. I'm a Marion County Republican Precinct Committee person. I'm an NRA Range Safety Officer, and I live in Woodburn, Oregon. As an honorably served naval veteran, I recall the oath I swore to defend the Constitution of the United States of America, and I'm reminded here today that I must continue to stand by that oath, as it is clear to me that the Constitution is continually at risk, not only from foreign threats, but from domestic threats as well. I'm deeply troubled and disappointed that I must confront my own state government in defense of the very freedoms that so many have fought for and died to preserve and are continuing to defend with their lives at this very moment. My children's generation have now taken the oaths in defense of our nation that the members of this committee have taken, and it is for those who serve now in our defense that I address this committee today. The Second Amendment is a simple sentence. Its meaning and purpose are unmistakable. For example, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Notice the conspicuous absence of any reference to the authority of the state granting the right to keep and bear arms. The absence of such language is unmistakable in its inference. The right of the people to keep and bear arms without infringement is an inherent right that does not require any government's assent to its existence. The purpose of the Second Amendment was simple. It serves as a safeguard against the encroachments of a despotic, tyrannical government that would seek to elevate itself above the people it allegedly serves for the purpose of subjugating them. The hubris of Senate Bill 941 is a slap in the face to those who have served and those who are now serving. This proposed legislation deliberately targets law-abiding citizens and poses no threat to the criminal element due to the simple fact that the criminal element has no regard for either current or subsequent legislation. In conclusion, it is my sincere hope that this committee will display a measure of gratitude for the sacrifices so many have made for the freedoms we all enjoy by abandoning this egregious bill.
Thank you, sir. Yourself.
Okay. My name is John Lloyd Scarf, and I live in Marion County. I won't give you the address, but it's the same address on both of these documents. This one says I can carry a concealed handgun. This one I got as a 15-year-old, and I had to bring my birth certificate. This one did not require that. This one says my name is John Scarf. My name is not John Scarf. My name is John Lloyd Scarf. And even that, there are 2 John Lloyd Scarfs in Salem. I have a doctor who I have to give my date of birth so that they don't confuse the 2 John Lloyd Scarfs that are in there. My date of birth on this is wrong. I was born in 51, not in 57. What did they do with my fingerprints? Obviously, they didn't check to see who this was. I'm really thinking this is an absurd thing to go through and say that you can actually check someone. You can't even get it right on something I paid good money for. And I don't think I should have to pay for it. Okay? I will submit more than just this. I will give you some written testimony, but I want to say the guy that said that we should have a referendum on this, essentially, we should. I think that Representative Pulse makes more sense to me than any of the others, and I think that the one that started out with a driver's license being the one that should be checked so that all of these things were right, that's the one we should have done. Made sense. Why are we doing these? Why are we going after a right?
Thank you very much. With that, we've got Tim Cowan, David Shealy, and Alexi